And later, a local man helps injured Iraq War veterans and their families enjoy a resort vacation, all expenses paid. We'll meet him. It's all next on Newschannel. We'll take a break. When we come back, some injured Iraq War veterans get a posh vacation with their family on the house. The man who made it possible joins us. Next. A local man has made it possible for some injured Iraq War veterans and their families to enjoy a vacation together. 23 veterans and more than 75 relatives got to recreate at the Turf Valley Resort in Ellicott City earlier this month. The vets are dealing with some severe injuries in some cases, and this was the first time they had had a real vacation in a while. Rich Blewitt made it possible. A local businessman, just retired. He's founder and CEO of the Blewitt Foundation. He joins us now live. Welcome. It's good to see you. Thanks very much for coming in.
Thanks, Bruce. Good to be here.
What gave you the idea for this?
Well, we looked at where there was a need, and it was time for some give back in my life after selling the business. And where there's a need of these families. They have sacrificed an awful lot. So the Blewitt Foundation was founded on the premise that we would try to bring some fun and hope into their lives. We'd put some great partners together. We just had our first program at the Turf Valley Resort, as you just said, where 100 of them all together, the service members, the veterans, and the family members, had a ball. The feedback, both solicited and unsolicited, is very positive.
Are there military people in your circle of friends or family? I mean, what made this such a kind of burning issue for you?
Well, it was a long time ago when I served, but also when you look at, I've been tied up with the University of Maryland University College for a long time. This is their 60th year of serving the military like no other financial institution does. I also work with the Josephson Institute of Ethics and the Character Counts program, which we used. Both of those organizations brought together to serve these people in the last week. And when you looked at give back, and we looked around at what there was to do, again, you look at military families and what they're doing and how they sacrifice. Particularly, we had the severely injured and their families, all of the way from brain injuries to amputees to people dealing with an awful lot in between. It was incredible to watch these families come together and have fun.
This was a 4-day.
It was a 5-day event.
What was it like? What happened? I mean, give us a sense of it.
We did everything from taking them to the Orioles game where they were honored on the field. We brought them to the aquarium. We had special events for them. The final night we had big surprises, including a pickup truck that was donated by Apple Ford. The Connections Academy in Baltimore gave each family a computer before they left. We had plenty of games and activities, as I said, from character counts to UMUC and computer training. That's the University of Maryland University College.
And by the way, we have video of not everything that you're describing, certainly not the Orioles game and some of the other off-site, but Turf Valley must have been a well, for some of them, I'll bet it was like the first time maybe they had been to a place of that much opulence.
Well, it was an incredible facility. They were a great host. But our differentiator, there's some great organizations out there doing great things for veterans. And when you look at both Iraq and Afghanistan and what is happening now and the war on terror that may go on for some period of time, regrettably, we may be a foundation that's in business for a while. We want to do a lot more of these. We're going to need more funding to do it. But we bring the families together in a great resort, in a first-class effort, a first-class resort. We bring them at no cost, including their travel from anywhere in the world. We also look at making sure that the children are addressed as well as the entire family. Those are big differentiators on how we work with other organizations and how you look at other organizations for a difference. I cannot stress enough how incredible these families are and how they appreciate a little appreciation. And we think we did that very well.
What kind of feedback did you get from both the service personnel, I started to say servicemen, but service personnel, and then, you know, how did this impact the spouses, the kids?
It's a good question. We solicited feedback from the children separately and the families all together, the head of the family unit or whoever wanted to talk for the family unit. It was off the charts on very positive. Now understand again that these families are not ones to complain very easily. But we had great feedback. We have small things to tweak for other sessions that we would do in the future. But we cannot do other sessions unless we have additional funding. We're hoping to do that. This so far has been funded primarily by the foundation. It was our pilot project. We wanted to learn by it. We learned a lot. It's of high value. The best thing is the feedback from the families that's set of its high value.
And we'll talk in a moment about what people can do if they want to get involved, or the sorts of things you're trying to sort of put in motion to get to make this maybe a recurring event. But can you give us a sense of what it meant for, you know, what was some of the individual feedback you got from service personnel, from kids? Give us those individual stories.
Great to see mommy and daddy smiling again. Great to have a vacation where we haven't had one in a long time or ever. Great to see that anybody would think about honoring us this way. Great to play ball. My dad maybe not be able to handle a ball anymore, but other people here can throw a ball to me. Very moving, very emotional, very appreciative. I could go into story upon story, but Bruce, this is a group of people who saw us giving a little bit, and it meant a lot. And I think that anybody that had a chance to see it, and anybody that does have a chance to see these families in action, I think would want to honor them just as much as we do.
How, coming out of the experience with Vietnam, how are we, in your view, coping with care for those who are injured in battle, when a lot of people are just fed up with and have completely soured on this whole endeavor in Iraq?
Well, it's very interesting that obviously that hovers over the group, anybody serving these days, is the controversy of the war. But what is very important about our focus is not the controversy of the war, but making sure the families are supported no matter what a war is, controversial Iraq, Afghanistan, or one in the future. And that is our focus, not to get in on whether the war is popular or unpopular, but also understand that these people, particularly without a draft, they are more and more and more serving and repeat serving tours in Iraq presently and will be in the future. And I don't have a lot of expertise in this field, but what I do know is that I've been told by others on the left and right that no matter what happens in Iraq, we're about to see the war on terror continue for the foreseeable future.
What are your goals in terms of making this a frequent occurrence? I mean, how many families would you like to have through, and what would then the costs be of making it sustaining? Well,
we'd love to do it more than once, and if we could get up to quarterly, it'd be great. We started with 100 family members this time. The resort, the facility were excellent. I think the number we picked was the right amount to work, so everybody got to know everyone, and everyone got to participate in all the activities we had. If we could, obviously we'd like to raise something in the 7 figures every year in order to really support. We have a very small staff. It costs us in excess of a couple $100,000 each time that we would do one of these projects, depending on where people travel from and some of the other changes we might make. We may gain some more efficiencies, some more volunteers, some more things that are put forward in a contributing way. But essentially, we're going to watch our dollar very carefully. People that contribute here are going to make sure that 90% of their dollar goes to the event.
What can people do if they're interested in getting involved, or at least learning more?
Right now, they can sign a check, or they can use their credit card. It's financial support that we need.
And information about the endeavor is on your website?
Yes, yes, and we'll just be changing all of that right now because we just finished the event. It was everything right now on the website was going up to the event. We'll soon have a DVD capturing the week. It was an incredible week. It was the best week of my life.
Quite a statement. Is the Blewitt Foundation and the website's theblewittfoundation.org, are you a 501c3?
Yes, we are.
So
public charity.
Contributions are tax deductible.
They sure are.
Well, come back and update us on your efforts. In the meantime, it's great hearing about them and great seeing in that video all the good times that were had by the veterans coming back with injuries, trying to put their lives back together, the families as well. Rich Blewitt of the Blewitt Family Foundation, founder and CEO of the group that just made possible a pretty terrific vacation for some special American families. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Good to see you here.